Alright, so we got the 1129 spoilers, and we're finding out who the sun god is in this chapter, and it's Road. And I know what you're probably thinking, Road? Who's that? It's this guy. Well, he was one of Harudin's boys. Harudin, the token giant from Dressrosa, who became the leader of the New Giant Pirates and eventually one of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet members. Well, this guy Road was apparently the navigator for the New Giant Warrior Pirates under Harudin. But apparently, he's an Elbaf now, and he's dressed as the sun god, and he's doing this weird puppet show dollhouse stuff with the Straw Hats. So before we get into the rest of this, let me just quickly go over what had happened in the previous chapters. So we saw that the 5 core Straw Hats had all reunited in this Lego place, and working together they eventually break through the glass barrier, revealing that it is like a big elaborate set, and they can see into this workshop place. There they find Chopper, and they continue to try to break out until they run into this giant crow and snake, and eventually the sun god guy himself. And Luffy goes gear 5 in this sequence and knocks out the snake. But the chapter ends with them running away from the sun god on the giant cat from the previous chapter. And that kind of annoys me, but I'll get into why once we get into these spoilers. So the sun god traps the Straw Hat crew in an iron net, but Zoro and Sanji break it with powerful attacks. Nami uses a map to describe the appearance of the Lego Kingdom. In a flashback, it's revealed that the sun god is Road, a member of the giant pirate crew led by Harudin. Road disagrees with Harudin's decision to join the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. So that's it. That's who this is. It's Road. And I guess it's just a way for Oda to build tension while working us into what this arc is ultimately going to be. I mean, I thought for a second, of course, it was going to be Loki because I thought there was going to be illusion stuff going on, but that was quickly dispelled. Although Loki is for sure still going to be an aspect of this arc, it's just going to take longer to get to him than I thought. Now, as for why Road disagreed with Harudin's decision to join the Grand Fleet, I don't really know. Maybe we'll get more dialogue in the full summary, hopefully, if we get it tomorrow, which I will cover, of course, so subscribe for that if you haven't already. But this goes back to what I was saying about the end of the previous chapter. They're running away from this guy on the cat, and I just don't know why. Luffy quickly destroyed the snake, as he should. I mean, he didn't really need gear 5 to take care of the snake. He probably could have did it in gear 3. But we have a Yonko and 2.5 commanders here. So I don't know why they're running away from this guy, the sun god, when Sanji, Zoro, or Luffy, and maybe even Nami could just destroy this guy. Like I said, Oda building tension in the beginning here, but it's just artificial. Yeah, this would have worked pre-time skip, or maybe even the beginning of time skip. I mean, I guess it did when they went to Whole Cake, but these characters are just way too powerful now for shenanigans like this to be happening. I mean, I guess the average reader is just going to suspend their disbelief and not really notice the things that I am, but it's just something that I can't help but notice personally. But first, let's talk about the sponsor of this video, HelloFresh, because they deliver all the pre-portioned ingredients you'll need to make easy homemade meals. All the proteins, veggies, sauces, spices, and more arrive in your box, along with simple instructions that walk you through each step in the cooking process. Whip up tasty restaurant-style meals in your own kitchen without the high price tag of takeout and in less time than it takes to get delivery. So you can make this fall the tastiest season yet with farm-fresh produce and easy autumn-inspired recipes delivered right to your door with HelloFresh. So the autumn-inspired recipe I tried was the home-style turkey and biscuit pot pie. I'm a big fan of pot pie, so when I saw this, I was really excited because I had never made one before. It was absolutely incredible, beyond satisfying. You really have to try this for yourself. I also got the breakfast add-on of the maple breakfast sausage. These were incredible, so big and flavorful, and really easy to make for breakfast. So guys, you can get 10 free meals at HelloFresh.com by using my code Zhoniin10. That's applied across 7 boxes for new subscribers only, and it varies by plan. Again, that's 10 free HelloFresh meals just by going to HelloFresh.com and using my code Zhoniin10. I'll have the links in my description. Thanks, guys. The Thousand Sunny sailed through a sleeping mist area, which is why the crew was unconscious. Mugen the Crow captured the ship. So that explains why they suddenly passed out and then woke up in Elbaf, because when they left Egghead, they had that whole party stuff and they were drinking some form of absinthe, I'm pretty sure they said. And they also pointed out that it could potentially make you hallucinate. And I thought they were saying that for a reason, but I guess not. Maybe it was just a misdirect. So all that drinking and the hallucination stuff went to nothing, because they ultimately wound up falling asleep for a whole other entire reason, not related to drinking. At the end of the chapter, Nami and Zeus strike Road with a massive thunderbolt, while Luffy smashes through a wall using Gear 4. No break next week. So that's cool. Nami, I don't know if she's defeating Road, but, it strikes him with a massive thunderbolt. This guy shouldn't be able to take too many Zeus strikes, to be honest. I mean, if he was like second to Haruden, or I don't know what his position was in the New Giant Pirates, but considering he has a freaking name, I'm assuming he was one of the important guys. And Luffy absolutely destroyed Haruden in Dressrosa with just Gear 3. And I know the power scale was different at that time. We didn't even have Gear 4 yet. So given that, there's no way that this guy should be presented as a threat to them at all. Even just being a spooky sun god mysterious character. But then again, Oda has been pretty consistent with his post Gear 5 power creep. So I guess Road can rise to the occasion for that as well. But like I said, we'll probably get way more information about this chapter in the full summary, because clearly not enough here to comprise of a full chapter. And maybe it's going to be revealed why Road did this stuff, like why he came to Elbaf and became the sun god playing with Legos and humans and stuff. Let me point out that apparently on the cover of chapter 898, we see Road, and the title of that chapter is I Will Return. So now I guess everyone's looking at this as Oda foreshadowing that Road was going to be the sun god this whole time. I mean, maybe this was that. I guess it was, but it's still not like exciting, because like this guy doesn't matter. I'm just saying, all right? We're all thinking it. Yeah, I guess it's cool that he set it up on the cover here, but if it was somebody that mattered, then we could be excited. Also, another thing I should talk about before I forget is that some people have been pointing out the comparison between the sun god mask and the mask of the Holy Knight that we see in the God Valley flashback. I don't know if there's necessarily a correlation to this. It could just be a coincidence, because the Holy Knight is like the size of a human, not a giant. But I don't know, maybe they're drawing from the same inspiration possibly. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this chapter in the comments. If you like the video, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.